All right, another episode. Let's start with a quick HomeGymCon update. So 58 days away as of this current recording. Just want to do a few updates. Number one, competitions. So I made a post earlier today. We have 7 competitions, and they're all off to a really good start. So we're 2 months out. A lot of the prizes don't come until the very end. However, we have quite a bit already, which is great. We have a few companies stepping up huge, and then we also have a decent amount of cash. So just quick shout out to, we have 2 title sponsors this year for competitions, Bare Steel Equipment, and then also Homegrown Lifting. And then also massive shout out to RitFit and Major Fitness. So Major Fitness is basically giving, sounds like most of their booth away. So there's leg presses, like 5 items that are like over $1,000, for example. So really, really solid prizes there. And then RitFit is actually giving $500 gift cards, 32 of them. So 32 $500 gift cards to RitFit. Those are spread out among the competitions. And then as far as competitions go, we have I think we're closing in on 150-ish athletes. Lots of athletes, lots of prizes. Still, the prizes to athlete ratio will still probably be good. But if you're thinking about competing at HomeGymCon, check it out. And then also, thanks again to those supporting. I have good news and I have bad news in regards to the after hours event. So, and this doesn't, for anyone who doesn't drink, this doesn't really pertain to you. But the bad news is there's no drink tickets. The good news is it's open bar.
That sounds like double good news, Jake. See what you did
Well,
there.
you didn't really react to the first one. So,
I always wait for the good news before I react.
I probably didn't set that up as good as I could have.
Open bar, dude. It's my Farva. If you couldn't catch that.
So yeah, VIP tickets, probably a week or 2 left to go and get those. Those come with early access and an evening event that is really fun. So it's 2 hours of open bar if you like to have drinks. It's just fun hanging out with everybody, all the VIP ticket purchasers, and then most of the vendors also go. And then we'll also be doing awards, and it's really exciting to see who will win the awards. And then here, lastly,
oh, the hat. Nice.
So we have the white HomeGymCon hat, and then I also have the black one here. So they're slick. So anybody who bought the VIP tickets early-ish will be getting a hat in their orders. I need to email people and see if they want a black or white one. But be on the lookout for the email for those. If not, I'll send you one. Which one do you like better?
I think I like the white, but I think I would take the black because if I got a white one, I would trash it.
So this white one is incredibly crisp. So it's very crisp. It also does look very easy to get dirty.
Yeah, that's my first thought.
But it is they're both really nice hats. The logo went on really nice. Very good hats. And worked with somebody in the community for those. So cool stuff there.
VIP shirts dope too. We had that conversation.
The VIP shirts are nice.
Through text.
Yep.
They're so good.
So I do think the VIP packages, people are going to be happy with them.
Yep.
And I will say, so here's a little, here's something kind of cool. So when I went to HFA, right, month or so ago, John Greaves III was able to get in through a vendor because he wanted to interview them, and they brought him in, and he grabbed me and was like, "You come in too." And they allowed it. They were like, "Hey, just stay with the person you're at." However, like an hour before everything started, I was able to get in and just walk around. I didn't stay there. I walked around, and it was the coolest. And I was like, there's just something special about walking it without too many people being around. So if you're somebody who really wants the ultimate experience, get the VIP. It'll be worth it. All right. And then other than that, all we have are some survey responses. So we actually have a decent amount of survey results, and I think some good conversation could come out of this. But first, predictions on Bulletproof Fitness. So this is a question we've asked in the past as well. But basically, Bulletproof Fitness has teased quite a bit of really cool stuff. And I think a lot of people are like, and teased, and by tease, I mean like for the last couple of years. Like very cool stuff, highly innovative, and it's taken some time to get out there. So I think this question is really interesting. Four possible responses for predictions on Bulletproof.
What's that noise?
I had a trailer drive by.
Oh, okay.
So four possible answers. So number one, who is Bulletproof Fitness? Number two, fad will fade out. Number three, will create a few good products. And then four, a future force in the home gym industry. Most popular answer was will create a few good products, with about 36% of the votes. Who is Bulletproof Fitness? So you've never heard of Bulletproof. They're at number two with 26.5% of the votes. Number three, 19% voted a future force in the home gym industry. And then lastly, fad will fade out. 18% voted there. We also have some past data. So again, this is year three. You can see that the biggest movers were a future force in the home gym industry went from 10% to almost 19.5%, and then 9% less voted who is Bulletproof Fitness. So still, most of the votes going to will create a few good products, but more people are having faith in them being a future force, and also more people know who Bulletproof is. So I thought this was pretty interesting. I've said in the past that they do some really cool stuff in the Facebook group, and I would actually vote that there'll be a future force in the home gym industry. Any thoughts, Adam, on where you'd vote?
Yeah, I think the statement "a few good products" is a little less than where I see them. But when I think of future forces, I think of something that, like, I don't know, every single person has in their gym. I don't see them there. I see them continuing to do innovative products like the isolator, like the VTS, and continue to have these like really cool, unique, well thought out designs that like get people excited. So I see them creating a lot of cool products. I don't know if I would define that as a force or not, but yeah, just innovative and making cool stuff. That's what I see.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think a force is pretty intense. But okay, let us know what you guys think. All right, another repeat question we've had in the past. So Smith machines are relatively hot right now. Which Smith machine option sounds best for your home gym? So 4 possible answers here. Fully rack attached, kind of like what Rep's teased, what Bells of Steel has now, what Rep has for sale now. Fringes teased. We also have the VTS from Bulletproof Fitness, a built-in all-in-one, something like from Force USA or like Vesta. And then lastly, I'm not educated enough to answer. Fully rack attached was the most popular answer, 37% of the votes. I'm not educated enough to answer. Second most popular, VTS third, and then built-in all-in-one. And last, how has that changed? And the biggest change came from fully rack attached. So last year, 25% voted for this option. However, it was easily the top choice this year with just under 37% of the votes. Yeah. Which one would you go with, Adam?
Probably due to my space, I'm thinking rack attached. And I'm not super brand specific. It'd be one of those things where I'd really like to touch them. I do like a counterbalance, but it's not a make or break. We've talked about this before. Just putting like a really nice bar in there is kind of a big deal. I would like to like have a bar with some good knurl on it, not just like a chrome slick bar. So I don't know which ones. I know like the VTS, like you can take in and out. I'm not sure which other ones like you can sub in and out a bar, or like there's standard bars, like a decent, like nicely knurled bar. But again, one of the huge benefits of having something like a HomeGymCon is a lot of these companies are going to be there, and you can actually mess with the angles and things like that. So yeah, Smith machines are unique in that way, where they have like a lot of variants to them, where counterbalance or not, type of bar, the angle at which it slides. So
Yeah. I would either go with the built-in all-in-one as like a secondary rack. You know?
Why would you say that?
I'm not going into that again, but that's what I would go with that. Or I've also been really impressed with, not to like blow too much smoke on Bulletproof, but the VTS with like the multiple different handle options, and most specifically like the recent addition of the bearing one with the 360 bearing. That's really cool, and just the potential for that. I think I'd go with that versus just a fully rack attached add-on. Okay, moving on. So a few companies have recently teased leg curl / leg extension add-on for the bench. I personally have no interest in something like this because I have enough space. I have a separate standalone, but I was curious to hear like what other people think. And I thought the results were pretty interesting. So the most popular answer in terms of like level of interest in something like this being added to their bench was low, but it was only at 39%. So low had 39% of the votes. Medium was 25.5%. And then there's quite a bit more very high votes than high. So that tells me that there is definitely a market for this. Most likely people within limited space. 23% voted high, 23.4% voted very high, and then about 13% voted high. Adam, are you also low interest like me?
Yeah, I am. I don't want it on my like bench. But what I would love, and that I was just looking it up, is the Williams Strength leg extension leg curl, where there's it's adjustable. You bring that back up, you can use it as a leg extension, and then you drop it down. It's that decline, so you can lay, head facing down to get like a really nice leg curl. I do not like seated leg curls at all. Really. I don't use them on my leg extension leg curl machine. I have the Titan. So I would like a laying leg curl. So
next up, approximately how much weight do you want adjustable dumbbells to get up to? People just want the heavy stuff. I think they just want there's no way this is accurate. So you had four choices here: 60 pounds or less, 80 pounds, 100 pounds, and 120 pounds or more. Only 4% voted 60 pounds or less, 12% voted 80, 38% voted 100, and then 46% voted 120 pounds or more. The reason I asked this was, the viral Kabata post that that is at like 1.2 million views.
Yeah.
So a lot of people do respond, and they're like, we want more weight. And Kabata is in the messages saying, actually, we ran polls and most people only want 60 pounds. So, and I don't like, that's probably right for the norm, like the average person in this world. But this tells you how different our audience is. Honestly, I would vote for 120 pounds too.
100%. Okay, I was just making sure.
Yeah.
If you don't have it, like I currently go up to, I don't have adjustables. My dumbbells go up to 75s, and like I don't go up that high when I go to, because sometimes I'll mix in my run and I'll lift off site, and I will purposely grab the heavier ones because they're available, and I push myself a little bit more. So having the ability to go 120, I really think like psychologically you're going to push yourself to grab heavier dumbbells. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. That's how it works with me.
No. I think you're right. At least for like people have been lifting a while.
I mean, that's just for curls, strict curls. You know.
Oh, no, anyways, that just tells you something about our audience. Next up, what type of gym equipment are you most interested in right now? Another repeat question that we asked last year. So you could either vote rack attachments, specialty machines, cardio equipment, and then specialty bars. That's what that green one is. So specialty bars, least interest right now at 11%. Cardio equipment, only 14%. Specialty machines, 34%. And then rack attachments, about 41%. Which one are you most interested in right now?
Machines. Some specialty machines. You?
Yeah, same.
Huh.
Same.
I feel, is it because...
And then, what?
I would say, is it because, like, we've been lifting out of racks with the barbells for so long? It's like, we want something different.
Yeah, I think it correlates with time in your home gym, for sure. Hey, I mean, I would say my interest goes specialty machines, rack attachments, then cardio equipment, and then lastly specialty bars.
Yeah, flip-flop, cardio, and rack attachments for me. Machines, cardio, rack attachments especially. But
yeah,
similar vibes.
All right, and then I'm gonna share something here real quick. I'm not sure if you've seen this, but I was on a walk with my dog, and this had me just cracking up. All right, so I'm going to share something. It's a couple minutes long, so we're going to watch it. All right, let me.
You said the rise
volume.
Sounds good on my end.
Oh, okay.
Sci-fi AI.
Have you seen this?
Or maybe that is the title. It's like the rise of the machines, and it's like a prime machine with Terminator eyes coming out of it. You know,
right. It's just looking for blood.
Yeah. I'll be back, but not until like 18 months because our lead times are so long. I'll be back in 12 to 16 months. 16 to 30 months. And I also cost like $7,000.
And I will ruin you financially.
Yes.
That sounds pretty scary.
I'm scared just thinking about ordering a prime machine.
Crazy amount of space in your home gym for one or two movements. But I will be back
for one or two very isolated movements for typically small muscle groups.
As an accessory on some days of the week.
At best, you'll use me 1 to 2 days per week. That's if you even like me after purchasing me for $6,000.
Oh God, sounds terrifying.
Oh my God, is that Terminator?
It's a horror
4
movie.
Going to be
This is supposed to be an action movie, not a horror. All right, so we
just explained all the cons mostly of it, I guess.
kind of did lay out a lot of our feelings on machines in the home gym, but where this topic became where this topic became a topic was we consume a fair amount of home gym media, and whether that's through Instagram or podcasts or YouTube videos, and also home gym tours, whether doing ones.
That's probably good.
It's funny because it's true. Like, it doesn't change my opinion at all. It's not like I hear that and I'm like, oh, I think they're right. No, I still like machines a lot.
It's so funny. It was so good. That was so well done.
Do you scour like Marketplace at all, like for like machines and stuff?
Not really.
Yeah, there's always like hammer strength and like cool stuff out there. It's good price for those machines, but still like $1,200 for like.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if I was gonna buy a machine from Marketplace, it'd have to be like lottery good. It'd have to be like the perfect find, great price, and you have to be on there nonstop. And I'm just like in a phase where I'm not consistently checking. So yeah, I mean, I would if I came across one.
Mm-hmm.
No, and part of it is just knowing you could resell it for a little bit more.
Yeah, so I have two of those stories, Jake. Do you remember my curl machine, my Icarian curl machine?
Yes. I don't remember the end result. I remember you got rid of it. I can't remember if it was good or not.
Yeah, it was great. I loved that machine. The issue, and we talked about this before, is it didn't come down in the basement. You couldn't take it apart to get it through the door to get it into my gym. And so on those days, like I would be down in the basement working out, and then I would go to my garage just to do my bicep curls on the curl machine. I got it for $300, and it was amazing. And then I resold it for like $750. I don't know how many months later. The guy actually was in Chicago. I'm in Michigan. Anyway, so he paid for shipping and everything.
Right.
And then the other one is my lat pull down, which I got for $500, which I thought was a steal.
And you still use it?
That's the most used piece in my gym.
Most used piece.
Yeah,
do you miss the low row though?
I don't love low rows that are available now off the floor. I'm not a fan. Don't want it. You've got the ideal situation. The low row with the bench that comes down on the ATX is perfect. But yeah, off a bench is the way to go.
Yeah.
It's like that perfect height. If the height's weird, like the movement doesn't feel good. So I don't miss it, no. I use the my Black Widow landmine bar and the Cleva Atlas.
Yeah.
And, not the Atlas.
I'd be curious to hear for anybody listening, if they have a lat pull down / low row, how often do they use the high versus low as far as like their movements? Because I do both, but it's like 90% to 10% low.
Oh
yeah. Okay.
Especially if you're off the floor, right?
Well, I'm not off the floor, and I'm still just doing more stuff up the top because we discussed last podcast. I just kind of wing it.
Yeah.
As far as workouts, but I still. All right. Anyways, let's move on to that specialty machine data. Oh, and I guess I was meaning to discuss the before and after data for the specialty machine, and I was meaning to discuss what type of gym equipment are you interested in right now, 25 versus 24, before we did the Massonomics stuff. But basically pretty similar to what we saw last year results, as you can see. Only slight differences. Blub, blub. All right. And then first question revolving specialty machines is simply, would you put a specialty machine in your gym? 74% yes, only 26% no. Would you put a commercial gym equipment piece, try to make that very specific, in your home gym? 76% yes, 24% no. And then lastly, how many specialty machines would you add to your current home gym space in an ideal world? Hopefully people really took into consideration how much space they actually have. That said, only 10% voted 0, 23% voted 1, 39% voted 2, and then 28% voted 28%. Actually,
28% voted 3 or more.
28% voted 3 or more. Thank you. And then it looks like we actually have one more. And then what specialty machine are you most likely to get first? Leg machine, functional trainer, lat pull down / low row, and then other. Leg machine, pretty broad, but 36% voted. And that way, 28% functional trainer, lat pull down / low row, 25%, and then 11% other. So Adam, let me ask you this. Going back one question. How many would you add to your basement gym? And then remind the listeners how much square feet you have.
So right now I have 250 usable square feet. There's potential to have more. I'm probably going to cap it at 250 just for how it looks and stuff like that. How many would I add right now to my current? Ideally, I have space for 2. I could think of 2 that I would like to add and would make space to add.
Well, you already have several.
I have 3.
So you have 3. I mean, how many in general would you want to have in your 250 square feet?
Total?
Yeah, total.
Oh, I have 3.
How'd you vote this?
I would go 4, but I would replace 1 as well. Yeah.
4 total. Yeah.
4 total, and they're both leg machines too, Jake.
What would they be?
It'd be a Rogue Rhino. I consider that a specialty machine, and a Selectorize leg extension, leg curl. But now that I'm thinking about it, not having a bicep machine is a little bit of a bummer. I'm thinking about my old halves.
Okay,
Right,
and
you
then
have
what
a ton
about?
of space. I wanna
Okay,
hear
yeah,
yours.
you want me to answer? I was looking around. I have, if you count the all-in-ones as a machine, I have 5.
What about the Kratos? Is that a specialty
Actually,
machine?
yeah, maybe 6.
Yeah.
And in an ideal world, I think I'd have 6. I would just like shift some.
Well, what you could do is do it like the mega box gyms and just have rows of machines, and you could just like walk through the alley. So you could have 12. You got the space.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, like, I and then going to the next one, like, what would you add first? And I do have an answer for this. The first one I'd get, if I'm on a budget, I would probably go Bells of Steel Cable Tower. And then second one, I'd probably do the Gronk plate loaded leg curl leg machine. If I'm on a budget. If not, then, get selectorized stuff. But
I would really like to hear comments on this one, because when I first start my gym, the one thing that I missed when it came to accessories is back training. Like, yeah, you can do some pull-ups, but like I really missed outer lat training. So like a lat pull down was big for the gym, and then we always talked about, like, on leg days, number 2 for me would be a leg extension leg curl. You like the Gronk. I didn't get to use that one. I have the Titan. It works just fine. So like lat pull down is first for me, and then some type of leg machine so that you can get out from under the barbell every once in a while.
yeah, I think I was just kind of thinking, like, you got $1,000 to spend. Cable tower would be a good first one. Another $1,000, a curl leg extension. I think I have a lot of machines in here, and the one I do use the most is the lat pull down low row. It's just a good it's just an easy one to get on and use.
And if that was all I had for a while, as far as cables go, for the functional trainer came in, and most of my functional trainer work is from the highest position for those movements anyway, and you can just use that.
Yeah.
So
cool. Well, Rise of the Machines. I think that's all we got.
Good. No, that was good.
Anything else?
I'll save it for next time.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll wrap it up then.
Cool. All right, well, that's going to do it for us. If you liked tonight's episode, then be sure to keep your eye out for new episode releases wherever you listen to podcasts, and be sure to follow Knurled News. Not subscribed yet? Check out the link below. Sign up for more home gym content, and continue to be on the lookout for HomeGymCon 2 months out. That's insane. About 2 months out. Less than 2 months now.
Less than 2 months.
Wow. Okay, today's the 30th. At date of recording.
Yeah, the details are definitely happening. I had phone calls with the, actually, I'll mention this on the podcast. We're actually going to have food there this time.
Yes.
So there's going to be barbecue. There's going to be acai bowls. And then there's going to be one other option. And then also, most likely, there is going to be a bar in there as well. So you can go grab a beer during.
I feel like, yeah.
I just need to double check to make sure the insurance costs don't go up like through the roof just for like a little bar.
It's just alcohol and heavy weights. Insurance shouldn't even flinch. It's fine. Everyone's going to be responsible.
Yeah. So that, and then the after hours changes. So, yeah. So good time. It'll be a good time.
It's going to be a blast.
It's going to be fun.
Louisville, we talk about it all the time. What a great city. I think, it's going to be a
It is. Weekend. I think like it really is a cool city that if you've never been there, I mean, it's hard to like sell people who are in like California to Kentucky, but it really is a cool place.
Midwest cool.
It's going to be Midwest cool.
Guys, get your tickets at homegymcon.com. Check out the competitions. If you are an athlete, we want to see you out there. Jake, anything else left for the listeners?
Nope.
All right. We'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for listening, and goodbye.